I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. Yeah, I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. Bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked now. Bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked now. I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. Everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see.
Hello everyone, let's get started. Today's topic is about the Corium new blockchain from Sologenic. And Bob Ras basically announced prominently that there will be a huge thing coming, and it's this Corium. And he thinks, and maybe it really is, one of the reasons why there won't be a huge sell-off. Even the sell-off basically already happened. But I could imagine the price recovering until the 24th of December when the snapshot is. Now let me go through the document they provided with you. So basically that's the Corium network, and I will go through some points with you. The motivation to actually build Corium for Sologenic was the reason that they had many other ideas which they couldn't implement with XRP due to lack of smart contracts functionality. They were looking at other blockchains and figured they really couldn't do with any other blockchain what they wanted to do, which is why they started Corium. Basically, Corium has some core design principle. It's highly efficient, fast, cost effective, green, support for smart contracts. We will come to that. It will have like the XRPL, a decentralized exchange. I'm assuming you will be able to trade the tokenized assets from the Sologenic ecosystem, maybe on both XRPL, but definitely on this new Corium protocol. And it's built for tokenization. It's fully decentralized and interoperable. Then they go into the architecture. That validators play a huge role. Validators will be not as on XRPL. On XRPL, validators don't get rewards. On Corium, they are rewarded for being a validator. Then the transaction fees, they provide some calculation. The higher the transaction volume, the higher the fee. But even at high volume, the fees should be low. Here is described the validator incentives, how much they will get from the total supply, 500 million core tokens. There will go 10% to the validator rewards pool, from which they will receive. Details I don't know yet. Then from the fees, like I don't know, 20% of each fees is burned. They will provide staking and delegating, like we know from Flare Network and Songbird. I dearly hope so that delegation will give you rewards, but they don't write about that here. At least I didn't see something regarding that. Then the core token also provides you some rights to government, and then they will be able to issue fungible and non-fungible tokens. A non-fungible token is a unique token. You can imagine it a dollar bill with a serial ID. Only that dollar bill has that serial ID. It's like what everyone is talking right now. I think non-fungible tokens are a bit overhyped, but never mind. Then the smart contracts engine will be WASM, I don't know how it's called, as opposed to EVM. EVM, they say, has some limitations and lacks support for modern smart contracts. This WASM will support C, C++, C#, Rust, JavaScript, TypeScript, Hex, and Kotlin. Kotlin I've heard, but I don't know what it is. Then it will be highly interoperable and have bridges, like the bridge we know now from the Sologenic ecosystem for tokenized assets into XRPL. It will have the DEX, decentralized exchange, which will have additional type of orders, fill or kill, and some others. Then it will offer through the smart contracts decentralized apps and some use cases which I don't want to go into the detail. And then the token economy, maximum supply is 500 million. 100 million go to the solo holders. That's 20%. That's quite a lot, I'd say. And there will never be any more. And 30% go to operators, developers, and the core team. They have like a 2-year vesting period, meaning that from the 30% they will receive a bit more than 1% every month, roughly. And from the rest, there goes like 10% to debt developers, to validators, to core community airdrop, which is actually something I don't know what this is. This I haven't looked up. And 20% goes to the solo holders with a 12-month distribution schedule. Distribution schedule for solo holder basically means they take, I don't know why they take 13 snapshots. I have to go into the details first. Anyway, let's assume on the first snapshot there is 10 million solo hold by solo holders out there. We know already now it's more, it's like 60 million. But if now we get 100 million solo paid out for the 60 million we hold, and they will pay out an additional 100 million of the core to the people who hold solo, right? And there might be some more solo on the market throughout the year, but it will not be another 60 million. It will maybe be 5 or 10 million. So the amount of core you will eventually receive throughout that year with the 13 snapshots will be almost identical to the solo you hold. And the idea behind that is that you actually do not sell your solo, because you will be getting core throughout the year, and the idea is that the price of solo itself will keep being high, that there won't be a sell-off, or actually there might be actually the opposite going on right now, that people are running to buy solo because they will get another airdrop, this core. And those snapshots, those 13, will be taken at any random day and time throughout the month, such that it cannot be known when to buy or when to sell. So basically this is really a high incentive. If you want to participate in this core airdrops, then you should buy early and just hold, which is, from that perspective, actually an interesting thing. Here, when and how the core airdrop be distributed. I haven't read this. Let's go through. Will be distributed at the time of next to the solo holders. Okay, that I have read already. Okay, that's basically it. The only thing I right now don't understand is the core community airdrop, this 13 month, 30%, 36 month schedule. Maybe we can search for it. Here, the remaining 30 of the total will be airdropped to the core holders gradually. So basically, that's interesting. So you will be getting core from 100 million based on your solo holdings, and then based on your core holdings, an additional 150 million throughout 36 month distribution plan. That's actually quite interesting. So you can basically triple your solo, pending the core will maintain its value. Now let's take a look at some figures. I mean, I have no idea how this will play out. Current supply and total supply will be 500 million for core. For Songbird we have 9.4 billion. Price is currently at 20 cents. Let's assume they will reach the same market cap, which is currently for Songbird 1.8 billion. If core would have the same, that would give us a price of core for like $3.70. Maximum supply will stay the same for core. For Songbird it'll go up to, there will be up to 15 billion Songbird available. If we calculate the same market cap at the same price, then it'll be 3 billion. If core also did get to 3 billion, then the price would be $6. And now, knowing that you actually get core twice for each solo, and then for each core you have also more core, that actually could pay off, because eventually you'll have 2.5 times the core of the solo you have now, roughly. It'll be a little bit less because there will be more solo on the market, and the more solo, a little bit less core you will receive. So, and with that, I'm open for questions. Let me switch to here. Michael is back. Yes, this was an. Do you have any questions? Was everything clear? So basically the idea would be to not produce a sell-off for solo. But what we have seen today, it actually did. but it already recovered like 70%. I mean, it was down to $2 and now it's already $4 again. So like in the, can I share that? I can. Hold on. I have to do that differently. You know, so basically that's the price, how it developed. That's the minute candle. So we, like at the announcement at, I don't know, I think that time is about an hour off. We were around $5.50 and then the price kept, actually I think 50, now we're on 50, now we're on 30, yeah. So at the time of the news, we were still at $5 and then the news came, it dropped like 50% to below $2, but it did already like almost like today would have been a swing trade possibility. Unfortunately, the liquidity for Solo is bad, but I could really think if that news gets out that you will get core and you believe in this core, that the price could recover well and that people actually really didn't sell their Solo again, which would maintain a rather stable price. So let's see if you have any questions. If not, I will end here. You can always, as you know, reach me at ipinky777 as my old account has been deleted. And for questions, and only for questions, I will put copy link, the link to my Telegram group. Please no posting of any links and stuff, really just questions around XRP, Solo, and maybe now this Corium thing. Who's the team behind Core? It's actually, the way I understood it, it's the Sologenic team. I mean, that in that respect we could say basically, I don't know why they didn't progress with Solo itself. Let's search for team and maybe we can go back to nope, they don't. I think it's done by the same, backed by the Sologenic Development Foundation. So it's the same team. And I mean, basically they write about that in the motivation. If you go through the document, I have put the link in the description of the video. They write why they came up with that idea, and I guess it could. This brings me now a little bit into a position where I'm not so sure what I want to do with my Solo. I initially had some targets to achieve with my XRP holdings by the end of the year, because XRP is still my one and only main token. However, this Solo stuff could change. This Corium stuff could change a little bit. The idea I had regarding regarding selling and when selling, so I have to think about that, if I believe in that project or not. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, but the problem is Sologenic didn't really deliver yet. I mean, it seems like tokenization is still one of their priorities. However, WFTL. Was ist WFTL? What's WFTL? I have no clue what you're asking. And who are you even? Can you ask in English, because we're in the English stream? I don't see your name. The last questions. Anyway, I mean, if you think that could be an interesting project, telling by the fact that you will receive two and a half time core the times of solo you have. And I mean, this is something ongoing. I mean, with core, to receive core, you can also start buying solo end of this year. You don't need to start buying it now, because those snapshots will happen every month, so you can sell and buy, and by accident they make a snapshot before you buy or before you sell, or after that. That's chosen randomly, so we really don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure that actually I don't even know. I don't think you need to set a trust line for. I think you need to set the trust line for core to receive it. Let me check. Hold on. Did I deleted that already? Go back. Trust line. So basically, initially you will receive the core tokens as IOU on XRPL, but eventually you can conduct the token swaps through a gateway, one of these bridges, designated for the core, or you can leave it on the XRPL. Well, I'm pretty sure that some will offer to add a trust line for the core token as well. Now, when they will start distributing, actually starting the first snapshot will actually be this year. So if you want to participate in this core thing, then you need to hold solo in the last week of this year, basically between 24th and 31st of December 2021, and then you will be able to participate in the first snapshot of the core. So that could mean that the price will recover from solo. Well, actually, Anon Underground, I think that Sologenic sees it as an enhancement to the Solo ecosystem. I mean, right now, basically the Solo ecosystem was a gateway between Coinfield and XRPL, and those assets being bought and sold with those gateways they had built somehow, I don't know. And now with this new thing, I believe they will not depend anymore on Coinfield, because they will have their own system they can manage, and they can do even more. You could, I mean, before an Apple stock on the original Solo system was an Apple stock. Now with this new technology, you could actually create a smart contract around Apple stock you have. I don't know. I don't know of any good example. Let's say you buy Apple stock at $100, then you could have a smart contract. If it's $200, sell 50% and send to the address of your children or something like that. I really have no clue what they would be able, but for sure, I mean, for those into smart contracts, I'm pretty sure that will offer new possible. So in those terms, it's actually quite an enhancement, and I think maybe your reaction is the same as my first reaction. Another one of those core infrastructure platforms. But reading and thinking more about it, I really think, I mean, we don't know how this will develop, but I understand, Underground Anon, you, same as me, saw quite some potential in Solo. If you did and still do, then I think you should also see potential in this Corium project. The only doubt I have about the whole thing is that there wasn't really progress on the liquidity side, and that needs to improve. I mean, we have seen that today with the price, how the price, I did close it again. Oh no. Oh yes. Yes, I have closed it, I'm sorry. I mean, that the price tanked like 50% and recovered 100%, almost like within half an hour. I mean, that's due to shit liquidity, and for me that would have been my prime target in the last 2 years. Now, knowing what they came up with, I could imagine that they have been talking to exchanges, not about Solo, but about the core token already. Now this we will see. I mean, imagine this core token starts at $1 and goes to $2. I mean, that will have a push incredible, and I mean the token supply is quite small. Sologenic, I guess, had 400 million or 200 million. I don't. Also, only very few tokens, and I mean on the functionality for the Solo project, that will not change anything. It will be basically, you can, if you did like the idea of sidechain, the proposed idea of sidechains from David Schwartz for XRPL, if that's what triggered you into hyping Underground Anon, then I'd say that that this Corium should trigger you into hyping about the Sologenic system, because if it's a success, it'll be a huge enhancement of the current system. But, and this is the big, time will tell. When Sologenic was announced, I don't know, I think it was end of 2019 or so. For me, it was like the second most important project. And so far they didn't deliver. Like, I don't know, after a year or so, I traded my Solo back into XRP, lost about 20% due to shit liquidity. I didn't really pay attention, I just sold and lost. And now hearing about those new ideas, could be that they really have been in talks with exchanges, but this only the future will show. But the longer you wait to buy Solo, the less of the snapshot you will get. If you don't buy Solo now, you miss out, I don't know, like about 8% of the Corium snapshot. You will already miss out if you don't hold Solo until the end of the year. I guess I will give it a try and not sell my Solo and really participate in the snapshot. That's right now, I think, my conclusion to that. Is there any other question you might have right now? Otherwise, I will, as I said before, you can always contact me, and I wish you a good time. Take care.
I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP.
Great, Underground Unknown. You really have to believe in the project, right? Many say you have to be in a project early on. There was no more early on than with that one. Take care. Bye bye.